Hey y'all, it's Andrea with The Cutest Little Thing. Thanks so much for hopping on to watch today's video. If you love thrift flips, home decor, upcycling, DIYs, and all of the things, then you are at the right place. If this is your first time visiting my channel, I hope you like what you see, and if you do, please hit that subscribe button where you don't miss any future videos. And if you've hung out with me before, welcome back. I'm glad that you're here today and excited to share with you today's videos, so let's go ahead and get started. For our first project today, I have this crate here. I previously painted it. We're going to redo it. I'm using the color In a Pickle, and this is the Sweet Pickins milk paint. If you've never used milk paint before, it comes in a powdered form, and you want to mix equal parts of that powder with your water. Give it a good stir, let it sit just a few minutes to thicken up some. You want the consistency of maybe like a melted milkshake. This green is so pretty. I think it's beautiful for spring and even going into summer. This crate is one I redid a while back, and the little garden sign there on the front came from Dollar Tree, and I glued that on the front, and you can see I just sort of did a gray for the base coat, and then I did a dry brushing technique for the front, and then I whitewashed that garden sign. So now here we are, taking it up a notch, adding a splash of color for the spring and summer season. I'm excited to get this project started, and I had no idea when I started this project how it was going to end. So y'all hold tight with me. I absolutely love how this project came together in the end, and I can't wait for you guys to see it. I'm giving that first coat of milk paint a good dry with my heat tool. And I decided to go ahead and paint the inside of my crate. I knew we would be filling this crate with something, but I did want to give it that completed look and go ahead and get the inside and the bottom as well. Giving that a good dry as well. With milk paint, the magic tends to happen when the heat is applied. That is when you will get that beautiful texture that milk paint gives, as well as any cracking. And milk paint does chip, but sometimes it's all according to what surface you paint on. You will not get any chipping, and I've noticed when I paint on raw wood like this material, it doesn't give me a lot of chipping. And then if you are painting on a more smooth surface and you're afraid, you don't really like the chipping look, you can always add the extra bond that comes along with it. Well, you buy it extra, but you mix it into your milk paint mixture. I ended up doing about 3 coats of that and drying in between. Now look at this beautiful yellow color. It's called Love Bug, and it is Sweet Pickins as well. And we're getting that all mixed up the same way, equal parts water and powder. I like to mix my paint up in these jars I keep in my stash, and then you can just give it a good shake. This is a picture, again, I've redid it a while back. It's been a few months, and I did white and antique waxed it just to give it an aged look. So again, we're adding a splash of color with this beautiful yellow color. I love yellow for the spring and summer, especially lately. I didn't used to be crazy over yellow like I am now, but I think it is beautiful. And I'm going in here with that first coat. I wasn't sure how this milk paint was going to do over this wax, but like I said, I did this project a while back, so that wax has had months to cure, and it ended up giving me a beautiful chippy look. I can't wait for you to see. I'm drying that first coat with my heat tool, and here in a minute you will begin to see some chipping. And I love the, the color it was painted. So when I do begin to get chipping, I'm happy with the underneath. Now in some places I did get a little more chipping than I wanted, but I just went and layered up my milk paint over those areas. This is another little mini picture I had in my stash. I recently thrifted, and I'm sorry I'm out of view here. But I'm going over, first I'm using Fusion paint in the color Parchment, and I just want to give this a good base coat, and I painted all over. And now I'm going to go over that little picture with this same yellow color. Again, this is the color Love Bug. And I'm applying that first coat. At this point in the project, I weren't exactly sure what I was doing and how this project was going to come together at the end. I was just grabbing things out of my stash to use these beautiful colors on. Now I'm going to seal both of these pictures with Big Top. After you just keep layering that milk paint and applying heat as you want, and you just keep working with it until you're satisfied with the look that you get. And once I was satisfied, I was ready to seal. And Big Top is just a top coat sealer. And now onto my little picture as well. And then I'm going to let this sealer dry completely. So I'll set it to the side. Now, I was thinking I weren't quite satisfied with the yellow picture being yellow. So I was going to try the green color. And then I didn't like the green. So I went to wipe it away. And y'all, I love the look that it gave me. So this is one of those little mistakes that you're glad that happened. Because you'll see here in a minute, I'll show you up close how it looks after brushing on that green paint over the yellow and then wiping it back with a paper towel. I was almost treating it like a wax. See how that looked? So I was really excited how that turned out. Now, I wanted to do a little bit of dry brushing over this green crate just to break up the green just a bit. So this is the color White Swan in DIY. And I'm using my chippy brush, and to do a dry brushing technique, you just want to get a little bit of paint on those bristles, and I will dab off a little bit as well, because it's much easier to add more paint than it is to try to take it off or have to paint back over your piece if you get too much paint on than what you're really wanting when you're trying to dry brush. I first started dry brushing over the word garden, and then I ended up going over the entire crate, and I really loved how that looked. Now I wanted to layer up with some wax, so I'm going in with Dixie Belle's Best Dang Wax in the color brown. And again, I'm applying that brown wax all over my crate. I'm also getting in those little tight squeezes in between those letters, and around the little cracks and crevices and everywhere. I'm just brushing that wax in really well. And when I apply wax, I go in all directions. And then I did take this outside and I gave it a final seal, as well as I did the same thing to my pictures, especially this one, because it was still trying to chip on me just a little bit even after my Big Top. So I wanted to apply another sealer, because remember, it did have that wax, so maybe that's why I was having that issue. And I also went ahead and applied an extra sealer over my little picture. Now, this is another step to this project. I'll be using Dixie Belle's Gravel Road, and I have this little platter I thrifted for 99¢, and I'm starting out with a coat of this Gravel Road. I think this is a beautiful earthy color. It's gray, but it has hints of brown, and I just love it. I think it's beautiful. Drying that first coat, I do end up doing a second coat of this paint as well as painting the back of this piece. This beautiful image I purchased off of an Etsy shop and printed on my inkjet printer. We'll be decoupaging this print onto this platter. I want to tear around the bird so it will fit onto the platter. So I just dipped a small paintbrush into some water and brushed around that birdie image. And you want to carefully tear. And now if you want that straight edge, you can just cut, but I do like to tear mine. I coated the back of that image with my Mod Podge matte. You want a good coat. You don't want to overdo it, but you do want to be sure you get it all over everywhere your paper will be adhering to your piece. And now I'm smoothing that down, taking a balled up piece of saran wrap to rub out any wrinkles or creases over that image. That's a great way to help get out any bubbles or wrinkles that try to pop up. Now I'm going in again with Dixie Belle's Best Dang Wax in the color brown. And I wanted to age up all around my image. And I do take that brush with the leftover wax that's on it and lightly brush over that entire image. But before I do, I wanted to seal my image really well, so I'm using Dixie Belle's clear wax. And that will seal that ink into that paper and giving it a good dry. That's also, heat will also set that ink in there as well. So with the wax and the heat setting process, I think our ink will be good to go. I did want to embellish this little tray with a little bit of greenery. So this is just a piece of that eucalyptus greenery I get off of Amazon, and it comes in garland form. And you can cut it and piece it however you would like. I hot glued that on the edge there. And I simply tied a bow using jute string and hot glued that at the base of that greenery along with just a little bit of moss and a little piece of baby's breath. All right, now it's time for our project to come together. I put Spanish moss in the bottom of our crate, added our larger yellow pitcher along with more of that eucalyptus greenery. I also added some more in the crate. I sat the small pitcher there on the other side with some more moss, Spanish moss. I decided to add some of that Spanish moss inside of that larger pitcher just to feel it, because you could see inside of there a little bit. I have these lights. I purchased these off of Amazon. I will have all of the products used in today's video in the description. These are just the little battery operated wire, what are they called? Fairy lights. They're super cute. I love them. They're so cute to add to your projects, especially for spring and summer. Just getting them unwound here. You just pull the little tab out of the battery pack and turn them on. And I just stuck the little battery pack down in that pitcher. And I'm just going to lay the lights down around the greenery and over there to the smaller pitcher. It's looking so cute already. Just work with it a little bit. Now we're ready to add our birdie plaque that we made there in the back. Just to have a little background. Turn the lights back on. Look how cute this is, y'all. I love how everything, and my crazy self, I put it all in backwards. I don't know if you caught that or not. So I took everything out and put it in the right way where garden was in the front. And I did add eggs to the little pitcher. How cute. I absolutely love how this project came together. I love all of the colors. That Etsy image could not have been more perfect for this piece. Let me know what y'all think. I hope y'all love it as much as I do. Be on the lookout for part 2 of this video. It will be coming out Saturday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And you will be able to see even more projects using this beautiful love bug and in a pickle. I hope you all enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks again for hanging out with me and watching today's video. And I will see you all on the next one. Have a blessed day.